Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're here.
We are back in the building, back in the place, back in the 2025.
I saw a brilliant Very British
Brilliant.
Problems
Let's start with a VVP.
that said, email in December. Let's pick this up in January. I don't have time now. Email in January. Somebody mentioned circling back. My reply, stop living in the past. I so wish I could do that. All those emails that are now circling, everyone's fucking circling back today. Just want to say, I'd love to reply, stop living in the past. Stop living in the past.
Honestly,
Circling
today,
back
and obviously we record this on a Monday, gang. As you know, it's a Monday.
Yeah.
It's the end of the first, well, for me, kind of first actual day back at work.
It's the main day back, isn't
back.
it? Lots of people have gone back today.
You know,
yeah, schools have gone back.
People aren't dicking around with like going back last Thursday, Friday.
Well, I went back Friday.
You know, generally people are back today. So we're recording this at the end of that first Monday back. And I feel, as I've said previously, after my hot dogs on a Sunday, I feel low. Because it's just shit, isn't it?
Yeah. See, I don't feel that bad today because I did go back on Friday and I actually think that was a good idea.
I don't know.
Because you've got that one day.
I still think today would have been shit, even if I'd gone back Friday. Because Friday would have been a bit like, well, don't really have to do a lot today. I can just sit there, send a couple of emails, make it look like I'm online, but I'm actually not. I'm still kind of in holiday mode. I don't give a shit. No one else gives a shit today. Everyone gives a shit today.
Everyone circling back galore. Fucking hell. Stop living in the past. That's gone. That was December. December is over. You can't circle back. You know, I told you to circle back in January. And here we are, and I don't want you to circle back anymore. Just leave
And actually, when I said circle back in January, I meant probably mid to late Jan.
I just meant don't just forget it. I hoped it would go out of your
I hoped you wouldn't remember the circling.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have been making notes in their calendars in December to circle back on stuff.
I must remember to circle back to Patty on that and Angie on that.
Stop living in the past. That is so funny.
It really has. I've gotten to the end of the day and I am literally like...
Do you know what I've noticed? Do you say gotten?
I've gotten to the end of the day.
You're like an American. I've gotten to the end of today.
And I'm just ready for another holiday. That's how I feel today. I'm like, do you know what? In fact, what I think is I could so easily just be a lady of leisure.
For sure.
You know,
we have talked about this before, though. I don't know that I could.
Fuck off. You don't know that you could.
No, I don't.
Shut up.
I don't know that. No,
shut up.
Honestly, I don't think I.
No, you're sounding like a prick. You're telling me you actually wouldn't like to just go, today. I mean, especially now you're in your whole, your gym era.
Fitness era. Oh, yeah, God.
Get up, have a coffee, go down the gym, do some exercise, catch up with some fellow gymmers that are there, have a little brunch and go home, have a shower, laze around for a bit, watch some shit on the TV. Marty comes in, cooks some tea. Bob is your uncle, Fanny is your aunt. Let's just repeat that for the rest of my life.
No, but I think I would get bored. I think I want to do something else with my life, but I don't know that I'd want to not have a job.
Yeah, but I just think
rolled out for the rest of your days, not doing anything, not having a routine.
No, I'm
No.
If I was in a position where I didn't have to work, I would love that.
You'd take it.
I would love that. And especially if I didn't have to work and had all the fucking money in the world.
Money.
You just think you could could go to shops. You could go to Bicester Village and spend.
You could go to shops. You could go to shops because at the moment we can't do that. You could go to Bicester Village because that is off limits for us. You could go from meetings to matches to meeting Margs to meeting Marv. No, what was it? Matches to meeting Marv.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, meetings to matcha to meeting Marv. Fuck off.
Yeah. You could be doing all of that.
Yes, that's what I mean. I mean, if you had all the money that you could just go, I'm just going to pop to the gym. Then I am going to pop to Vista Village because I've got a spare 10 grand. I've just got lying around in my purse. I'm just going to buy myself a new Gucci bag, some shoes, a new coat, some new get up for my gym work.
You're getting a lot for 10 grand at Vista Village. Wow. I mean, you said a Gucci bag, some shoes, some gym get up. I think your 10 grand went at shoes.
Yeah, obviously, Vista Village is cheaper, isn't it? I mean, it's still spenny, but it's cheaper.
Yeah. I think you might stretch to your gym gear, but other than that, I think your 10 grand spent, mate. I think 3 grand on a bag, 3 grand on a pair of shoes, 3 grand on some gym gear.
Do it. 10k. I think a 10k.
9 grand.
That'd sort me right out. Then I could go home and put it all on, show off, make some tea, go to bed. Happy. Baba Ganoush.
Directly from the Gavin and Stacey special. Happy, yeah.
Baba Ganoush.
We got to talk about that.
I mean, I think this is why I've got a bit more of a come down. Because our Christmas Day, I think that's one of the best Christmas days.
It's my best Christmas day. No, it's my best.
You're putting up with the best.
It's my best.
Since like childhood? Or do you think?
No, I loved our Christmas. I think as an adult, I think Christmas Day, probably if you go back like 10, 15 years, I think it's my favourite. And I think I'm going to get a little bit reflective now.
Go for it, Pat Sheens.
I was sort of thinking about it quite a lot, and Christmas has always been a really tough time for us as a couple. Like it's always, and I know that lots of people who listen who have like struggled with fertility and stuff like that will get that. It's always felt heavy. I've always found family gatherings quite difficult. I've never felt part of it. I've never felt like we've grown up, like watching mum and dad with their grandkids, watching them as children getting on. So it's always been quite heavy. It's always felt like a really heavy day. And I don't know whether this past year I've just become way more comfortable with who I am. Like, don't need to try. I feel like I've left trying to impress people behind. Yeah. Like I genuinely feel like I'm not bothered about it. So I sort of went into that space thinking, I'm just going to have a really great day. I'm going to be present. I'm going to just enjoy it. I think the ages of my nieces and nephews now is much easier for me to build a relationship with them and to chat to them and to talk to them. I think there's been a greater understanding for me that actually I do have a place in our family, and whether or not we've got kids is irrelevant. We are welcome there. But I just loved it. I loved the way the day flowed. The food was incredible. Yeah. Ange was smashed by lunchtime.
2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Ange was absolutely talking about a glazed ham. She glazed it in some shit, telling everybody that she wished she'd brought a Tupperware box of her ham with her, even though the chef had done a massive fuck off.
I know, but
in the evening, Angie's prancing around going, "Oh yeah, but this Michelin star chef hasn't done a incredible glazed ham." Angie sat at the table going, "I really wish I'd bought you some of my ham. I've glazed it and shit.
I've slow roasted it for 8 hours and glazed it in some shit and chucked it in the oven. It tastes amazing." Which it bloody did. Again, my Christmas ham.
I don't doubt that.
I actually think my ham this year has been my best ham of all years.
That's another reason why you're feeling low. You've had all of these best
highs.
You went away for a couple of days.
So down in the Cotswolds.
You've had a lot of bests, Angie. best New Year probably for a while. Going out for your
burgers.
Your best Christmas, your best ham. You got some great gifts.
I think that's why I'm really finding this hard.
There's been a lot of
this return
feeling low
to really sort of hit me like a fucking truck today.
And that Gavin and Stacey. I mean, I did a lot of my grieving on the day. Let's be honest.
I mean, you had an absolute breakdown at the end of that, didn't you? Absolutely, she couldn't move. She couldn't move. She was sat in a chair. She couldn't move.
I was actually sobbing like people had died.
Yeah.
I was bereft.
You were bereft. Yeah.
But I didn't really cry at the fond farewell, whereas you put on your stories that really tipped you over the edge.
Both of them got me, big time. But I think watching the behind the scenes doc, I think it just made doc. it just brought home to me how incredible the whole Gavin and Stacey thing has been, and the fact that it's 17 years ago it started, and it's kind of finished on Christmas Day this year. And I think as well, it just kind of, it really made me reminisce about all the years beforehand, with the series that they did, and then the last Christmas special in 2019. And and also just, like loads of people found it emotional. Like, when you hear anybody talking about it, they talk about how emotional it made them feel, and it was like a roller coaster, all those sort of things. But I think for us, there's this layer of emotion to it, isn't it? Because, our brother has created this, and that's what I mean. It's this whole, holy shit, how do you do that? How has he done that? How have him and Ruth done that over the last 17 years, give or take a couple of years where there's been nothing? It just completely amazes me. And I just think it was just a very emotional day. And I felt like all day Christmas Day, it was just building to this 9 o'clock. That's 9 o'clock. That's when it's all gonna.
That's the only thing I was interested in.
But then
that was the only thing I was interested in.
I think from other people that was the same for them. So I sort of think,
vibes.
how amazing! That just doesn't happen in TV anymore. That families or groups of people get together and sit down at a certain time and say, right, we are all watching this for the next hour and a half. No one talk, no one move. If you do, you're banned from the room. You can't come back in, which is basically how it was for us. You'll be banished like a traitor.
Sure. Banished from the round table.
But it was just amazing. Just. I've kind of started this year feeling like I'm going to be 50 this year. I think there's a bit of that.
Oh, we're coming into this. We had this 10 years ago. I had it a couple of years ago. Buckle in, guys. We're coming into the I'm 50 this year chat. There will be a mini breakdown.
Or a major one.
Well, you had a major one at 40, so let's hope this is a mini.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of that on my mind as well.
Okay.
Like,
you're gearing up for your big 5-0.
Gearing up to have a massive breakdown.
Don't. Getting old. I've said this to you before. Getting old is not off.
I know.
It's not everyone has it, and it's a.
And I do. Do you know what? I'm in a different headspace to where I was turning 40. Definitely
40. Yeah.
But I think there's just also this thing of, like, what do I want life to look like?
I think everybody has that though, don't they? I think even those people who are like majorly successful have that, like, what do I want life to look like? Where do I want to go?
Think
where do I want to take it?
When you have those kind of sort of quite big sort of marker birthdays on the horizon, I think that is a point where most people kind of do a bit of like evaluation. Is this what I want for my life? Can I see myself doing what I'm doing now for the next 18 years? Do I? And I think there is a bit of that for me. This sort of like, I don't know. Just buckle in, get ready for a big old breakdown. That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be a great year, guys. Think of the content.
Think of the content.
I was
watching a program on Sunday morning. Have you ever seen this program called The Pilgrimage?
No.
And it's when they take, like, celebrities in inverted commas. There's a couple of big ones in there normally. And they go on some sort of pilgrimage.
Oh, yes. No, I have seen this.
Right. Well, there's a new series that started on Sunday.
Right.
It's got Michaela Strachan in it. Love her. Also watch Springwatch.
Love Michaela.
There's a Towie guy in it. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. James Argent.
He's married to Vogue Williams.
Oh, Spencer Matthews.
Him. He's in it. There's a couple of other people I do know or would recognise. But that started, and I literally sat watching this program. Paddy McGuinness's ex-wife is in it.
Oh yeah,
And oh my gosh, I was just like crying my eyes out. And I started thinking, right, I want to go on a pilgrimage.
You should do the Spanish
one. Well,
they've
got the one they've just started now is in Wales, North Wales.
Oh, there's a great one in Scotland as well.
So I was literally like, right, I need to get myself on a pilgrimage. I do feel like that might be a thing I want to do, a pilgrimage.
Wow.
I thought, well, big 5-0.
You should do it together.
No, I want to do it on my own, Pats. I don't want anyone with me. I don't want anyone with me. Wow. I just want to go on my own and pilgrim. I want to be an Angie pilgrim. I was genuinely thinking that. I was thinking, do I want a big party? I'm not sure. Do I want to go and do? Obviously, I'll take holidays and shit if someone wants to chuck some holidays my way. That's a given. But then I was like, if I'm turning 50 this year, I want to get to grips with Angie. Big shit. Big shit.
Whoa! That's a whole other podcast. Getting to grips with Angie.
Getting to grips with Angie. Yeah. And then I was like, right, pilgrimage. Chuck me on a pilgrimage for 7 days or whatever it is. See what happens.
Get to grips with Angie. You could record it. You could record your pilgrimage with a pod.
Actually, couldn't I?
About talking about getting to grips with yourself.
With yourself.
Like, that is so deep.
I know. It's quite deep for me, that, isn't it?
To think a couple of years ago you weren't even contemplating going to therapy.
I know, and now I'm wanting to get myself on a pilgrimage.
Now you want to get to grips with yourself.
What do you think about that?
I'm actually a bit speechless.
Are you, Pats? You see, now I have not shared my pilgrimage thoughts with anyone. I've not said a word to anyone else. This is full debrief sharing live at 5.
I feel quite emotional for you.
Yeah, I think that's why I was quite emotional when I watched it Sunday morning because it really got to me.
I feel like I actually am quite I don't actually have anything to say, which, as you well know,
that doesn't happen. You normally like straight there with a response, an answer, a thought, and I've just stopped you in your tracks, haven't I? You have.
I just think that whole notion of you want to get to grips with yourself, and I suppose what I would say is that I, not in the same way as like going on a pilgrimage or anything like that, but I do feel like I've done a bit of that last year. I do feel like the last 9-10 months for me have been a lot of that, have been a lot of like kind of soul searching and spending a lot of time in the gym. I've only started to go to classes relatively recently, was in the gym on my own quite a lot, swimming, spending more time by myself, thinking, what kind of person do I want to be? What do I want people to say about me? And it was really interesting. I think I said this to you, but I went to a friend's funeral just before Christmas. She was only 42 and died very suddenly, really, really sad. And her brother did a tribute to her. and he said I would have conversations with Lucy a lot of the time about how she was always the most interesting person in the room, and how do I do that? And her response to him was, I don't try and be that. I try and be the most interested person in the room. And that's really stuck with me, because I think for a lot of my life, I've tried to be the most interesting person in the room, and it's failed me a little bit. And so I suppose that notion for you of getting to grips with yourself, like, I don't know, it just feels like a really nice
well,
sentiment.
I think that's where it's like, I think turning 40, similarly, like for you, was a bit of a, you know, it's quite a tumultuous, great word, time.
It's a great word. Well, it's very like, what have I done with my life? Oh my God, I'm 40.
I'm getting older.
Holy
my
shit.
Kids are getting older.
I haven't done anything. I've got nothing to show for being 40. Oh my God, I've got to shake it up. I've got to be different. And then you get into your 40s and you're like, that's exactly. A crock of shit.
So I think that was kind of, whereas now I feel like to think I'm going to be 50, and obviously I've still got a good a few 100 months left.
I mean, you could have served that up by saying, I've got a few decades left. A few 100 months.
You know, I'm not. I just wanted to be clear with our gang. You know, I don't turn 50 till like the end of November, so I've got a lot of this year.
Oh, you mean in that sense? I thought you meant in terms of the left for your life. I thought you were saying, obviously, I've got a couple of 100 years left. You know, I'm only turning 50. I'm not turning 80.
No, I was meaning like.
Right, you mean in terms
I've got
of
a lot of time
ahead.
before I turn 50.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's just made me think about that thing of aging is such a privilege. You know, it is.
Yeah,
and it's not. It is. There's part of me that's a bit like, oh gosh, I'm turning 50. But actually that's not, and that's probably how I really felt turning 40, that dread.
Yeah.
That, oh my gosh, I'm turning 40, I'm getting old, what have I done? This, that, and the other. This time, I don't feel that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I really want to know who I am, what makes me tick, and there's elements of like things that I already know about me, or I know what's important to me, and this, that, and the other. But I just feel like to get to this point in your life, and I just want to make sure that I really know who I am.
Right, we had a dickish behaviour.
Okay, yeah.
From a listener. This came in from Judith.
Hello, Judith.
And Judith said, dickish, buying your baby a Valentine's Day outfit.
What?
Right, this has led me down a path which I think we have gone on before, but this like whole setting, like the cake smash thing on a baby's first birthday, setting a baby up for content actually makes me go
agreed.
It's like seeing these people throw massive first birthday parties, not for their kid.
For them.
That is not for their kid. It's for their content. It's not actually even for them. It's to fucking film it and put it on Instagram. It's like, you know, I'm going to put her in this strawberry-based Valentine's Day outfit with "Love You, Mummy" on it, and then on the back it's going to say, "I sort of like my dad," and we're going to set up this photo shoot, and we've got the puppy coming in to be part of it, and we've made a love cake, which we're going to smash with her and eat together as a family. And I've actually got a videographer coming in to do it, so, which has cost $8,500, but it's worth it because the views and the follows I will get from putting
that out there,
little Josie in that outfit
will be incredible.
You know, it's like, there's a girl I follow. I'll not name because I don't want to, but like her daughter's just turned 1, and she did a very berry first birthday.
What a very berry. Oh, so berry themed, right? Yeah. Okay.
And it was like strawberries, like lantern strawberries everywhere. This cake, this 1-year-old had a 6-story, as in not story, but like
6
you
tier.
It was one cake, but it had 6 layers. So it was so high.
It's as big as her.
Immaculately decorated. They had a big light up one. They had this balloon arch. Oh my God, they put her in this strawberry outfit. Get a life.
It is. It's like you say. It's all for what can I put on my social feed.
It's the content. They're content babies.
Yeah,
that's what they are. It's like there's these breed of Gen. I never know which one I am.
I never know which one I am. Whenever you say things about Gen X, Gen G, whatever it is, I'm always like, I don't know who I am.
I think you're Gen X. I'm Gen Z. No, I'm a millennial. But all of these millennials and Gen Zers who are having babies, and the whole point they're having a baby is to create fucking content. I know, let's have a baby because we can put it in a Valentine's Day outfit.
Who does that? I mean, I don't even get the birthday shit because it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. But Valentine's Day, I didn't even know that was a thing, that they would chuck babies in Valentine's shit.
I think people do it for dress them up in pancakes and shit. I mean, Pancake Day has gone mental in this country.
Yeah.
It's like Halloween now. It's like, we want you to... It used to just be, look, we've got a few eggs, a bit of flour, chuck it in a pan. We're going to have a couple of pancakes. Use up the shit in the fridge, in the cupboards. Now,
it's a whole shebang.
It's like we're having a pancake party. Yeah. I've cooked 14,000 pancakes. We had pancakes for breakfast. I've rolled up a pancake for him, for a savoury pancake in his lunchbox for him, and put it with ham and cream cheese. And then when they come back, I'm going to give them 35,000 pancakes. We've got a pancake station next to our hot chocolate station. A pancake station.
It's also now all the toppings. I mean, you used to just get a bit of lemon and sugar. Now it's like
loads of Biscoff,
Nutella,
chocolate, M&Ms.
We can have a savoury station and a sweet station.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it is. It's
Pancake Day.
It's out of hand.
Mental.
It's out of hand.
Also, very British problems put up this week. Don't panic, everyone. But Pancake Day this year is in March. Just let that sink in. Because of the way Easter falls.
The whole Easter falling shit, isn't it? Yeah.
So Pancake Day is not in February this year.
March.
It's in March. That's weird.
Oh, everyone's going to lose their shit about that, aren't they?
Oh, it's going to be like, oh my God, I thought it was Pancake Day today. It's not. It's not for another 2 weeks.
I've got my stations all set up and I'm going to have to put them away for 2 weeks.
It's gone mental. It's out of hand.
It's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand.
Just quickly before we move on, I meant to tell you what I'm doing tonight, because you're going to go mental at this.
Oh, you're not going to a pump up party? Right.
No.
Okay.
Tonight.
What are you doing?
I am going to a sound bath.
What's your name? Kim Bloody Kardashian?
I took the piss out of these.
Where are you who's doing a sound bath?
I'm going with Cassie.
She's a dick.
Do you know you have to take with you, though, a yoga mat, a blanket, a pillow, an eye mask if you've got one, and then they tell you to come in very comfortable clothing. Yeah, I'm going to a sound bath.
Where? Where is this sound bath?
Oh, I don't know. Cassie's booked it. I'm just going to her house, and then we'll go on from there.
Oh my God. How long is it for? How long are you sound bathing?
I don't know. I just know that it starts at 7:30.
Oh. I mean, this will be great for next week. Let's have a report back on the sound bath. Like, what how you actually felt about it.
I might try and sneakily do a little like voice note or something. Get that kept. I mean, I'll have to be really careful, because if I get caught out doing that,
Tina will be really pissed off if you're taking the piss at her sound bath.
So that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm going.
Okay, well, I'm actually looking forward to hearing your thoughts and feelings on a sound bath.
Thank you.
I've got a tit, and I think this could be quite controversial.
Oh no! Have you run it past producer Joel?
Yes, and he is very much in agreement. And
okay, I would trust Joel's controversy over yours, because I think Joel is a better marker of whether it's.
See, I think the controversy controversy. That's always a weird one, isn't it? Some say controversy, some say controversy.
Controversy. Yeah.
I think the controversy will actually be with you. And then potentially millions of others.
Right, okay, hit me.
So, the thing that has been getting on my shitting tits / jugs / knockers, that's the word, are pantomimes.
What?
Yeah. They do really irritate me, pantomimes.
Get out. Get yourself in the bin. Get in the bin.
The whole thing about going to the theatre to watch people doing the whole "it's behind you," and I know it's kind of moved on a bit, since the "it's behind you" thing, but it's still very much like that. People singing and dancing around.
Honestly, you are. I hope you get to grips with yourself this year, and I hope you realise that is I hope on your pilgrimage you realise that's a disgusting opinion. That is disgusting.
But they're just and also the fact they run from like fucking the middle of November to the end of January. Everybody going to
not till the end of
January.
They finished
now. Well, whenever. It's a long time. They're dicking around.
No, hang on. You can't say the fact that they run till the end of January and then go the middle of January and I go they finished now and you just go
well,
there's
whatever. A lot of time.
There's
a lot of time they're on for.
It starts like end of November.
Yes.
And it finishes the end of Jan. Beginning of Jan. So that's like what? A month?
No, it feels like it's a lot longer. Everyone going on about pantomimes. Have you gone to the panto? Are you going to go to the panto? No, I don't like pantos.
Why?
I just find them boring and annoying, and everyone's.
Matthew can't say the word pantomime.
I bet Marty hates pantomimes as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he says pantomimes. Yeah, we're going to the pantomime.
Yeah, I just.
Oh, that saddens me.
Do you know what as well? And this is why I had the discussion with producer Joel, because I have never particularly chosen to take my kids to a pantomime. The only time I've ever been is because I've had to go, aka with families, family, you and the other crew.
Have you never been to a pantomime?
I've never specifically taken them to a pantomime because I find them very irritating. And I find the whole thing annoying. I find the fact that there's...
Well, I think that says a lot about your parenting, actually. I think we could dig into that. We could psychoanalyze that quite a lot. I hate kids. You're going to miss out. Sorry. I'm not sitting through... I know all of your friends go and they talk about it in the playground. I don't give a shit.
That's true. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If your mates go, great. No. You're not going because
mates go.
It's full of annoying kids for a start who are just kicking the back of your chair and shouting and screaming at people on the stage because they're asking them.
This is outrageous. This is outrageous.
Producer Joel has actually just put in the chat, I'm very thankful for Mum not taking me. Thank you, Producer Joel.
Producer Joel.
They just get on my tits. I just find them annoying. I find that every Tom, Dick and bloody Harry ends up doing a panto stint. They'll be paid a fucking fortune to dance around looking like...
Oh, here we go. We're getting into it now. Looking
like
here
Buttons or Prince Charming or whoever it is you're going to be, or dressing up as one of the ugly sisters.
Right.
And you're just there.
I'd love to be in panto.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. I would love it. What a great run to do before Christmas. Sure, like the couple after Christmas would be a bit like... I'd want to be in pantomime. Basically, I'd want to be in like the 23rd of December, 24th, 26th. Not bothered about 27th, 28th, 29th.
You'd want to go on 31st. Boxing Day and dress up and be in a panto. You've got massive problems. Wow.
Well, this is going to be a poll, isn't it?
That's
Thursday
what
morning,
I thought.
This is going to be a poll. This is going to be, do you love the pantomime poll?
Do you love the pantomime poll? Because I feel like I probably am in the minority. I think a lot of people like.
I don't know. I think there'll be more people. I think there'll be more people than you think that are like, not sure about it.
My friend Simone, she goes every fucking year.
Yeah, Simone.
Simone, get alive.
If we'd have had kids, Matthew would have hated
you'd have been going on your own.
Yeah, no, I'd have made Matthew come to the panto. We'd have done like Easter at the theatre, Christmas at the theatre. We'd have been the theatre family.
Annoying. That's what you would have been.
Anyway, thank you. This is our first episode back. Feels nice to be back in the saddle. I like it.
It does.
It
really does. I like this routine.
Me too.
Back in my life.
Now, remember, there's loads of ways that you can get in touch with Ange and I. You can find us both on Instagram. I'm at Ruth_Corden. She's at Ange Corden.
You can find the podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search Finding the Funny Podcast.
Or you can send us an email, findingthefunnypodcast@gmail.com. But Ange and I will be back next week helping you to find more of the funny.